I've recently learned from people that are smarter than me in the space of self-improvement, from the book Essentialism, from Hamza, from Alex Hormozy, that a great way to make progress on your self-improvement journey is discovering your constraint, your current constraint, biggest constraint, and eliminating it. I heard this advice, it sounded nice. Then I went on with my life and forgot about it. When I learned the concept of constraint, my mind immediately went to what that constraint probably was. And that constraint for me was, and is still is to a certain level, wasting too much time on YouTube. So I heard about it, I found that advice nice, and I didn't follow it at all. Because why? Probably because of fear. Fear because I knew, because it's the biggest constraint in my life, actively working against it and trying to eliminate it would be a difficult task. It will take a lot of willpower, mental strength. So I didn't want to convert it directly. In a video that I uploaded not so long ago, I said that the best way to eliminate any addiction is to not focus on it and just focus on replacing it. But no. Today I realized that the video that I made a few days ago that performed pretty well. It wasn't the advice that I gave in it wasn't that good. Because I'm gonna be honest, that's the method I've been using for over a year now, of just trying to replace it, not even construction in it. And for 1 year, I've been still addicted to YouTube. So, if you know what your current constraint is, focus on it. And you probably know what it is. Or maybe you will need some kind of journaling, or you need to think about it. But even though it might seem scary, the best way to go forward in your life is to first eliminate it. And when you will eliminate it, a new one will come on, and then you have to eliminate that one, and then next one, and then the next one. But it is scary, definitely is. But this is the best way, because that constraint is, like the name says, constraining your life. The reason why you've been plateauing in your self improvement journey is not because of anything else. The reason why you've been plateauing is because this constraint has been bottlenecking your progress. You've been accumulating this progress with your hard work, but the constraint has just been like, it's like a thing, like you've put a plate on top of your potential, a plate that makes it impossible for you to make progress. In the beginning of my self improvement journey, I made so much progress because at that time my constraint was that I wasn't even doing the self improvement at all, self improvement habits at all. I wasn't even consistent at all. That was the constraint at the time. So when I eliminated that constraint and I started improving my consistency, and I started becoming more consistent, I made amazing progress for a few months. But then the new constraint showed up, my addiction to YouTube. That was the new biggest constraint. But for 1 year, I just adopted this method of kind of not looking at it. Oh yeah, I'm addicted to YouTube, but I won't look at it. I'll just focus on replacing it with something else. I'll just focus on discipline. Even though right now, the thing I should be leveling up is my willpower so that I'm able to avoid this addiction. But no, I've been a pussy. I knew what was a constraint, but I was too scared to face it up front. So I focus on other things. I focus on spending hours learning. I focus on random things. shifted my attention to different things. Even though I knew deep inside that the constraint that if I stopped, I eliminated this YouTube addiction, that would probably be the thing that would have changed my life the most by far, because I've experienced the life. There was a phase in my life where I managed to eliminate this addiction, but only for 1 week. And that week was probably one of the happiest weeks of my whole life. So I knew deep inside that the way to eliminate this plateau, because I've been plateauing, I'm gonna be honest, I've been plateauing on my self-improvement journey for the last few months. I haven't been making true progress on my self-improvement journey because I haven't confronted the constraint head on. I haven't grabbed it by the horn, trying to eliminate it. I just kind of acted as if it wasn't there and went on with my life, focused on things that were easier to solve. But it didn't change anything. In fact, it just made my life worse. It was as if I was walking in a circle, trying to hide, trying to not see the the obvious, because it seemed scary. I didn't want to confront that obvious thing, the obvious constraint in my life. I didn't want to. It was scary. I knew confronting my YouTube addiction would have been one of the hardest things I would have ever done. And that's why this method not of just not seeing it and just focusing on replacing it seemed better. And the advice of replacing a bad habit is actually good advice. And even when you focus on replacing it, you should actively try to level up your willpower skill by actively not like not seeping into temptation and fighting those temptations and just saying, "Oh yeah, I feel like watching YouTube right now, and right now I can't do the habit that I try to replace it with, so I will just do nothing and sit with this discomfort, sit with this loss, this temptation that I have to watch some random videos on YouTube and not do it." The advice I gave you last time of replacing the bad habit it's not some bad advice, because if right now I decide to just stop watching YouTube and then I did nothing with my day, it would be literally impossible by far. So that video wasn't trash. It gave pretty good advice. But above it, I should have probably said how important it is to train your willpower skill, because I've trained my discipline, I've leveled it up, but my willpower skill is still average. They're still below average, I'm gonna be honest. Because I haven't treated it like discipline. I just thought, oh yeah, if I'm disciplined, then my willpower skill will automatically be higher. No, it doesn't work like that. You want to get rid of such an addiction, actively work on your willpower skill by resisting that addiction actively every single day. Feeling like doing it but not doing it. And even on a day when you relapse and you find yourself doing it, fight it again next second. Every single second of your day, do your best to not do it. Every single second. For me, I woke up. If I ever throughout the day found myself watching some random bullshit on YouTube, I would just give up and say, "Oh yeah, then tomorrow I'm gonna try to not do it." No. Even if today I think the best way to do it is, even if today you find yourself doing that habit at a certain point in the morning, I don't care when, the next second you actively try to stop and not do it anymore and spend the rest of the day not doing it. Because eliminating an addiction is like a full-time job. Eliminating a constraint is a full-time job. So if you've been finding yourself hitting a massive plateau for the last few months on your improvement journey, it's because you haven't been confronting the constraint. For me, the constraint is YouTube, and today I realized that I should confront it and grab it by the horn. This morning I woke up and I started watching YouTube first thing in the morning. Instead of doing my deep work and eating the frog and recording videos and working my business, that means so much to me. Going on my long run, I plan to go on 20 kilometer run today, my long run of the week. I didn't do it. But then I realized that I was always giving up too fast. Every day when I started my day like this way, I would just like give up. I would never, or anytime I would get like a craving, I would never fight it. Because I had this mindset, oh yeah, I'm going to replace the addiction. We're just trying to replace the addiction and never working your willpower skill. If you do that, you won't ever be able to eliminate that addiction, and you find yourself being 1 year later, 1.5 year later in your self improvement journey, and still having your addictions like I am. And I'm fucking ashamed to have to say this. I'm fucking ashamed of myself. I'm fucking ashamed. 1.5 year later in my self improvement journey, yeah, I've built a good physique. Yeah, I've become pretty disciplined, but still, I'm still addicted like a little fucking kid that doesn't know how to fight his urges. That when he sees the sweeties, he wants to absolutely eat them. You need to confront the constraint head on, or your life will just stay the same. And you'll be that guy that's known to be a self improvement, but that's still living amongst the peasant, amongst the people that are addicted because you are addicted, because you are scared to confront your constraint. I know I've been aggressive in this video, but I'm talking to my younger self right now, and that's why I'm so angry because he could have done a lot of things better. And if you're anything like my younger self, I hope you do better. I hope you don't make the same mistake and spend 1.5 years coping and not leveling up your willpower skill and find yourself 1.5 years later in a place where you've made a little bit of progress in the first few months of your self-improvement journey, but you've been plateauing for almost a year now, and you're still riding on the momentum that your younger self from a long time ago had created. Because what I've realized recently, especially what I've truly realized recently, is that it's so painful when you actively notice yourself on a daily basis not living up to your potential. When you know there was a phase in your life where you were working harder than you are now. There was a phase in your life where you were better off than you are now. And I've been realizing recently, there was a phase in my life when I never missed workouts, where I worked out every single day for months and months straight. There were phases in my life where I spent pretty, like, where I was just so impressed with myself. But I'm not in one of those stages right now. But it's just today that I've truly woken up. And I will grab the ball, the constraint, by the horn, actively every second of the day, work on eliminating it. And that's how you should act. I'm really excited for the future because I know the progress that I've made, that I will be able to see the progress that I've made on the first few months of my self improvement journey again. But the only difference is that I'm not going to be living that life, that comfortable life of just hiding the constraint, hiding the obvious from myself, but actively go and fighting it every day. And yeah, I think over the next few weeks I'll probably be able to eliminate this constraint. And then I'll work on finding the next one and eliminate it too. And stop being scared like a little boy. Right now I'm talking to myself. Stop being scared like a little boy. And go fight that constraint. Find it and work on eliminating it like it was your full-time job. Don't make the mistake that I made. Because you will find yourself plateauing for 1 whole year. 1.5 years, I'm 1.5 years in my self improvement journey, and right now, like I am right now, the way I am right now, I would say I'm no better than average. But I know over the next few days and weeks, there will be a difference. because I no longer want to be that scared little boy. I'm 16 and I want to become a man. And a man penetrates his fears every single day. And the biggest constraint in your life is always going to be very scary. Like it was for me, and I knew what it was, but I didn't confront it for months. But that's how you make progress as a journey. Find the biggest constraint and focus on it. There are many constraints in your life, but find the biggest one. I knew what the biggest one was, but I didn't want to work on it because it was scary. So I went to find the little ones that weren't important, even though I knew that if I eliminate this biggest constraint, it would automatically eliminate most of the little constraints in my life. So find that bull, grab it by the horn, like a man, and work on eliminating it every single second of the day. Yeah. If you're interested in my discipline package, where I teach you the things that I teach you in these videos in a lot more details, then click the first in the description so you can see if you're a good fit for it. Don't run away from the comfort. Chase it.